What is going on, everybody? Welcome. I like this MCU Mac Cosmic Crew Assemble. Bolanos, I like this. Let's go Cosmic Bro. I haven't actually heard Cosmic Bro before. I like that. That's something a little bit new here. Let me just pull up this on my phone to make sure everything's going all right. Y'all hear me all right? I usually have it pulled up on my phone beforehand. Doesn't even say I'm live on my phone, but y'all are here, so clearly I am. Yeah, not even showing me live. What's going on, everybody? Spider X, Lanos, Cooper, Movie Man, Hayden, Spider. What's going on? Xavier, out bucking. I like it. Sylvius, what is going on? It's not a. Does it say that I'm live, y'all? Can y'all see me? Moat, what's going on? Okay, now it says I'm live. Okay. Yeah, audio sounds good. Everything sounds good. What's going on, Josh? Pink Angel, hello. Moat, Tan Man, what's going on? What's up, everyone? Love seeing everybody in here. Hayden, what's going on? What up? Gonna give it a few minutes, let everybody get in. Jody Riley, how's it going? I am good. How are you? Dane, I think it. Hey, man, how's it going? Official Jacob Pace, what's going on, man? Lucas, Nelly, Ketchup Place, Glenn, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Dane, Andres, Spider, Pink Game, what's up? Hey, Hayden, new member. Thanks for doing that again. Really appreciate that. I know you hate renewing the membership. I don't know why the auto doesn't work. We actually have some cool stuff for members coming up that we'll be talking about pretty soon. What's going on? What is that? Ain't no way what? Hi. Sergio, what's going on? Cap seeing Peter would be such an emotion. I mean, I think, I just thought it made the most sense when I heard about that. I was like, yeah, if a post-credit scene showed Captain America showing up, like that would actually be pretty crazy because he would remember who Peter is. So like, connect the dots looking backwards a little bit here. You hear, it's just a rumor, right? This isn't confirmed by any means, but it's like, you hear about the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Maybe Captain America shows up. I think back, I'm like, you know what? He wasn't on Earth 616. He should remember Peter Parker. So I think if he got back to Earth 616 and all the heroes are gathering, all the Avengers, he would look around and go, where are some of these people? Where's Spider-Man? I think it would make sense to go get him. And I think Captain America, since he remembers and nobody else would be like, Spider-Man, yeah, we don't really know Spider-Man. And he would be like, it's Peter Parker. And some people would be like, what? Like, who's Peter Parker? Because no one should remember who he is. But he would. And he would be confused. Like, how did none of you remember Peter Parker? We fought with him. He was at Tony Stark's funeral. How does nobody remember him? I think it would be pretty cool because then he would be like the one person that would remember Peter Parker. I still think in Brand New Day, maybe the Hulk remembers him. Maybe Bruce Banner remembers him a little bit because of the Hulk. I don't know what they're going to do for that. I don't know if it's going to be some cool little twist for that, but I do think it would be pretty cool. Tan Man, really? That's actually an interesting one. I want Brand New Day post-credit scene to be Spider-Man waking up on the life raft in Secret Wars. So Chris kind of mentioned something, I don't know if it was in the podcast. I think it was in the podcast. The only question I have, or the only thing that I have kind of against it, not even against this, but just like something that gives it a little friction, is that I think you're basically skipping a movie, right? So you're teasing something that's 2 movies away, right? The life rafts might happen in Doomsday, and they should happen in Doomsday, but I don't know if we're seeing it all. So that would actually be teasing something that would happen in Secret Wars, which means they're jumping like ahead of Doomsday. So I don't know about that. Shane Chris been watching me since 2020. Hey, I appreciate that. Lots of love back to you. Yeah. We'll get to a few questions here, y'all. Lucas. Oh, wait. Jay Blazin. I clicked around. Jay Blazin. Is Sadie still Gina? I mean, in a week from today, the new trailers are going to come out, and I think you're going to see a lot of evidence towards that. Can I confirm it for you? No. The people I've talked to and everything I've heard say yes, she is. I say yes, she is, but I'm like 99.9. It's like for Spider-Man No Way Home. Again, I had heard all of these things. I knew things, but I'm still like 99.9% sure, right? You can never be 100% sure until you see it, but I'm pretty dang sure. There's so much that points to it. There's so much that points to it. Apparently the Doomsday trailer leaked. If you have it, send it to me. Send a link or something, because I'm looking at some stuff right now. And we're going to talk about the chaos that is the leaks happening right now. I've actually been setting up to stream a little bit more now. And I've got some new setups here. Like, can y'all hear this? Let me turn on my phone to see if I can hear this. Like, we hear that? Hear the applause? Okay, we can hear it. And then the horn. It's going to be loud. But it's there. Did we do the horn? Yeah. Okay. That horn is loud. I'll have to figure out how to make that a little loud. But I've been trying to improve the stream. And it's just me today, by the way, guys. Chris is not joining. Yeah. So little change to the stream. No longer streaming on Fridays, but we're going to do longer streams on Wednesdays and try to do some cool segments on it. So every Wednesday we'll be here. So speaking of, let's see, hit this button. Gotta take this, and I actually have to stream it before I actually do that. So give me a second. Well, now I can't find it. I think this is it. If not, oh well. Yeah, this is it. So some of you guys were talking about the leaks for the Avengers Doomsday. I've seen some of it online, like this right here. Marvel security has collapsed. I do want to point out that with the Spider-Man security, it's not all Marvel. It's partially Marvel. Like, their PR team is definitely involved, but when it comes to leaks and stuff, that's definitely Sony's team. Doomsday, however, is definitely Marvel's team. And I know that they take that stuff very seriously. I've been called by Marvel's team before. Well, I've been called by Disney, who says Marvel security just called me and we got to talk. And I'm like, oh, that's a way to start a conversation. So the Doomsday stuff, Marvel security has collapsed. A massive Avengers Doomsday leak is currently with international leakers. The package includes the trailer, the poster, 17 unseen photos, BTS footage. Turn on notifications. The next few days will be historic. That's actually crazy. Sony is issuing DMCA takedowns after the upcoming Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer is leaked online. I mean, I want to ask y'all right now, is this actually a massive breach, or is it done on purpose? Because how does it, like, that's funny actually right here. This is funny. How Sony movie trailers actually leak. Explain. Let's see what they say. Sony Pictures trailer often leak in multiple versions because the studio itself creates several different cuts during production. Plus, they have to get it translated. I wonder if they're going to say that. And I'm thinking about that because someone just mentioned Portugal. And I know you're talking about soccer, but I was thinking they have to get it translated in different languages. The marketing team makes multiple versions: teaser, full trailer, international cuts. International cuts, test screening version, VFX, heavy early edits. Each version is slightly different in length, music, and quality. These files are shared internally with editors, VFX studios, and marketing partners through Google Drive, Dropbox, or internal servers. Maybe, like, sharing it in Google Drive is not a very secure way to do it. Yes, you have to have access through the email. Oh gosh, you all think it's done on purpose, huh? Hayden, purpose. KG, purposefully worn. I see. Done on purpose. DJ Mizal, yeah. Mr. Kev, on purpose, yeah. The entire film for Brand New Day got leaked too. It was a true leak warrant if heads roll like people. Yeah, I mean, I think people are going to get fired. The entire film for Brand New Day got leaked too. I got the ending spoiled for me. Well, don't spoil it for us. It's like, so it's so funny because everybody says like, well, you like leaks. I'm like, I do like leaks, but you still never are 100% sure until you see it. You know what I mean? So yeah, someone from inside employee, contractor, freelancer leaks one version once the first leak happens. Like, yeah, that's the problem is once it gets out, once one thing gets out, it's like gone. And then like, people are like, even like I've had this happen before. People I don't know, they send me stuff, right? And it's one thing for me to talk about what's already out there, but it's a whole different thing for me to be the one that spreads it, right? That's a very different thing because legally then I can get in trouble. If it's already out there and I'm just talking about what's out there, I can't get in trouble. I didn't leak it. I'm talking about it. I'm kind of spreading it, but I didn't leak it, right? That's why I can't. Oh my gosh. The Wolverine, that's so funny. The Great Master, that gives me Wolverine origin vibes. Dude, the whole thing, I watched that whole thing forever. Yeah, when it came out, I watched that whole thing before it was in the theaters. That's actually, I knew like the CGI wasn't done. Like I remember the helicopter scene was like not done at all, but that's hilarious that you just reminded me of that because that's way before I did this, right? So way before I did this. But there's, yeah, apparently, like an unfinished copy of the entire Spider-Man Brand New Day film is rumored to have been offered to the black market on the black market to social media leakers. Sony Pictures and Marvel cannot remain silent. They need to properly address the situation. The leak of the entire film was not only Sony and Marvel's business, it would severely damage the entire global movie theater industry. Remember, we're talking about what could potentially be the biggest movie of 2026. I think this is the biggest movie of 2026. I'm going to be honest. That's so funny. Isn't Liev Schreiber the guy who plays Sabretooth, right? Spider-Man bringing back one of the darkest storylines. Okay, well, I thought there was more about... Oh, this is so funny. Like, what does Hugh Jackman say?
That's not a no.
Yeah, you didn't say no.
Yeah. Are you coming back as Wolverine?
You can ask me.
You can ask me.
That's not a no.
Yeah, you didn't say no.
Here's what I'm going to say. Where's the camera?
Which
one?
Yeah,
This one.
looking.
Which camera?
Go Knicks.
Jeez. Here we go. Like, they're selling raw copies of the film. Seriously, stop. Leaked photos, one thing. Leaked trailers, another. But distribute an entire. I will say that, like, I'll watch leaked trailers all day. I'm not watching the leaked version of the movie, right? Like, I do have a line. I think most people have a line. Some don't, and that's fine. Like, you do you. Totally fine. But the first time I watch Spider-Man, I want to see it on the big screen. I'm okay with the trailer leaking. I can watch the trailer on my phone. That's fine by me. It's a trailer, right? I'm okay with hearing about the movie, but I don't want to visually see it until I'm on the big screen. You know what I mean? Yeah. He almost did the Spidey Jester too. Talking about Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Well, Extendo, that is actually one thing that we've heard from the test screenings is that the ending is, some people really like it. Some people really don't like it. We'll have to wait and see, every person's going to be different. How long do I think the runtime for the Avengers Endgame? Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope so. Oh, why do they call me? Please don't spam. I'll try to get as many comments as I can today. It was after Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I got invited to the Brand New Day premiere, like the red carpet premiere. So Sony doesn't really care if you talk about the leaks because y'all know, right? If you were following me back then for No Way Home, every day I talked about Toby and Andrew showing up, and still after that, they called and they asked me to come. And I was like, that's awesome. Thank you. Yes. And of course I said, hey, once I see the movie, I'm not going to spoil it because that's a douche move. Once I know for sure something is real, I won't spoil it. But then after that, Marvel was like, look, we don't want what happened to Spider-Man Brand New Day to happen to Multiverse of Madness. That's what it was. And so they saw like one of my videos and I was talking about like all these leaked people in it and stuff like that. And they asked me to tone it down. Now I don't work with them anymore, kind of for those reasons, because I want to be able to talk about what I talk about, right? Whatever I want, right? So now I'm free, so to speak. So there's so much happening. Jean gets the first step Sue treatment. Unlike previous Jean Grey, her powers have some new visual flair to them. More VFX are involved, and it's said to resemble her X-Men 97 counterpart. I really like that. Really like that. That's pretty cool, except it's going to be pink. And I actually did a video about this a long time ago. So I really like that. Really like that. And this is crazy. I saw this before. It's bad, and not just for a brand new day. Don't mess around with this sort of thing. And then this account, I saw this as well. We cannot talk about this at the current time. Leaks are far bigger than we thought. That's about Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then Alex says it's not just about Brand New Day. Don't mess around with this sort of thing. And then here he says more Marvel projects are involved. This could get really bad. So obviously, I think at this point in time, it seems like the full movie for Spider-Man Brand New Day has leaked online. We're of course not going to touch that on here. But then also, it seems like the trailer for Doomsday might have leaked online as well. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, there really is a lot going on right now for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I will say, I did catch a decent version of the trailer that we're going to get in a week. I'm not going to spoil it. I usually try not to spoil anything in like my titles and stuff, unless it's something we've already, like everybody, like Jean Grey, like, right? Like everybody talks about Jean Grey now. So I don't mind putting that on the title, but I won't put anything confirmed. The new trailer is really cool. And I hear they're going to change it a little bit too, which I'm really excited about. So yeah. How soon will I post a review after seeing Brand New Day? The first video I post will most likely be the post-credit scene, just because I need to get that out there. And then the review will come after that. I mean, I'll film both right after I see it. It depends. So it depends if I go to the premiere, because I don't work with Disney anymore, but I have talked to Sony recently, because I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram. I just did a campaign. I don't have any of it on me. It's in my cup right here. But I just did a campaign with Liquid IV, because I've drank Liquid IV forever. And Sony hooked me up with a Liquid IV campaign that they did for Spider-Man. You can check it out on the Cosmic Wonder Instagram. And so I talked to Sony recently, so I might be able to go. So if I see it like weeks in advance, then they will tell me you cannot post a review till this day, which is totally fine. Whatever. It'll probably be the same day or a few days before or something like that. They won't make me wait, obviously. So thank you, Absolute Super Cinema. Appreciate that. Cosmic King Blaze, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, the leaked trailer. Yeah, let's not spoil anything, but I saw it too. It's pretty fire. And I heard they're going to change a little bit, for the actual thing. And if y'all haven't heard, we're here, let me try to pull it up here. Nope, not YouTube, Instagram. I don't need to pull up. You guys will get the gist of it. They've announced that, tickets go on sale in a week. They're also doing an event in the Netherlands that Tom Holland and Zendaya are going to be at in a week. So, I mean, that's when the trailer comes, right? The second trailer is coming in a week from today. So they're going to change it like a little bit. And yeah, I think everyone's going to be really surprised. Really, really surprised. In a good way. The Avengers Doomsday runtime, probably, yeah, like November, Hayden. Like, it's going to be pretty close. Matthew Kaufman, do you think Daredevil will show up because Daredevil is in jail and Spider-Man is fighting the Hand in jail, possibly a team up? If so, I hope this happens. Can you shout me out? I'm a big fan. Matthew, this is your shout out. This is a hard question, because not hypocritical is not the right word, but I guess maybe a little hypocritical. As hypocritical as it might sound, I don't want to hype people up for something I don't know is going to happen. And I say that's hypocritical because I'm doing it for Jean Grey right now, right? Like I always say, like, I believe she's Jean Grey. It's not confirmed, but I believe that she is, you know what I mean? Everything points to her being there. And yeah, it makes sense. But here's what I'll say about the prison scene with Daredevil. If Daredevil's in the movie, if he is still in prison, and that's why Spider-Man's there, because the Hand is after Daredevil, I do not think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave prison. I think he will want the justice system to do its thing. You know, he's going to be like, I can't break out of jail, because then now not only was I a villain in jail, now I'm a villain on the run, which would add even more prison time, and he's going to, you know, serve a sentence. I think eventually he's just going to get out. I think maybe the new mayor is going to, you know, Sheila might pardon him or something like that. Who knows? And maybe he's pardoned by I don't know, because Daredevil Born Again season 3 is after Spider-Man Brand New Day, but we don't know timeline wise when all this stuff happens, right? We don't know. But I definitely think there's a chance. Like, for sure, I think there's a chance. Shane, Chris, what do I think of the Jackal storyline for Brand New Day? Wouldn't that be great? I feel like the storyline would be more new, but either way, I can't wait for Brand New Day. You know, we did hear things about the Jackal being in that, and man, I just really don't know at that point. I just really don't know. At one point in time, we heard that he was kind of a part of the movie, and we definitely, it sounds like we heard him in the first trailer. Definitely sounds like that was, you know, kind of his voice. Gosh, I can't remember his name. Craig, is it Craig Daniels? I can't remember his name. Very famous voice actor. Hold on. Very famous voice actor. And maybe he's Jackal, but he's not the villain Jackal yet. Just, you know, a scientist. Matt, Sony, if you're here in chat, hi. I mean, I'm not showing any leaks in here. Sony, if you are here in chat, I mean, I'm not showing any leaks. What do you think Spider-Man did to get the key to the city? So I was thinking about that. That might be at the end of the movie. It's either at the end or the beginning. Probably the beginning of the movie, but I thought, like, you know, it might be at the end if everything goes well for Spider-Man and he's okay, not dead or anything like that. It might, and you know, no incursions happen or something. Who knows? Who knows what the ending is? Could be at the end, but I think it's most likely in the beginning, after we get that montage of him defeating like a bunch of villains. So, you know, maybe, you know what I think too, like maybe he did something to help out during the events of the Thunderbolts with the Void, right? I think maybe he helped out with the Void, and maybe that's what it is. Oh, nope, that's the trailer. We ain't touching that. I got to scroll past that. We ain't touching that. See, this was a cool one that I saw too. So I think he basically, you know, just helps people. This is a cool one that I saw. This is really interesting to me because it seems like in this movie they're gonna make it seem like Sadie Sink's the villain of the movie, right? Like she's mind controlling people, stuff like that, you know, all that stuff. But the real villain is who we haven't seen yet, and to my knowledge is not in the new trailer. Tombstone. Like, yeah, and Daniel RPK Insider says, I hear super strong and beat Spidey's. Oh, I have a bleep now. Beat Spidey's in this. Did that actually work? Did that work? My stream is a little delayed when I try to check audio and everything. Oh, it did work. Look at that. That's great. Thank you, Revolution Coda. Thank you. Bro, Andrew Guest gave me a heart on Instagram. Nice. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, I mean, I think Tombstone is the real villain. You know, he's pretty indestructible. And actually, Alex Perez said that they're going to keep Tombstone around for a while, and he's not necessarily going to stick around as a villain per se. So he might be the main villain of this movie. I think he's probably behind the Hand and behind Scorpion. So Tom's got to fight them. Spider-Man's going to fight them and then eventually get to Tombstone, right? I think he's fighting so many people in this, and the Punisher is not exactly on his side. The Punisher is someone who I would say probably gets in his way a little bit because Spidey doesn't kill, Punisher kills. You know what I mean? Like, so it's very interesting. Very interesting. When will we get the Avengers Doomsday trailer? SDCC, when we'll talk about Avengers Doomsday in a bit, or we can dive into it now if y'all want. I was just talking about all the Spider-Man rumors because it's crazy, man. It's like actually crazy. I've seen that exotic clips. I've heard that, but I think that's just because he's not going to be revealed until the end. I think he will fight Spider-Man because like right here, Daniel RPK is saying that he's super strong and he beats Spider-Man in this film. So, I mean, yeah, they're going to fight at least, it sounds like, right? And it would make sense. Why else like have him in the film, especially if it's only for like a short time, right? I mean, I guess you could say, he's the person behind everything and they kind of reveal him as the main leader at the end. And it's kind of like you kind of know how like at the end of Guardians, Drax is, or Gamora's like, we killed Ronan. You can rest in peace now. Like, or you can rest easy now knowing that your family has been avenged. And he's like, well, Ronan was just like, the minion. Thanos is the one I'm really after. It could be something kind of at the end there where it's kind of like Spider-Man beats the Scorpion and defeats like some people in the hand. And they're like, well, Tombstone is really the person holding the, like doing the strings and everything like that. You know what I mean? So might be something like that. Might be something like that. What's going on? The photo got leaked too of the comic there. Is this a leak? Because this has been out for a really long time. To my knowledge, this has been out for a very long time. The first promo art for Marvin Jones' Tombstone, and this was June 1st. This was 9 days ago. And it had been out even before then. So, I think I know what you're talking about. Or you said the comic. So I don't know, because I know like an actual photo of this got leaked. And that actually, that reminds me. So yeah, they're going to fight at some point in time. Yeah. Tan Man, member in the chat, I believe Scorpion and Daredevil are at the same prison. The Hand are there to break out Scorpion, and Daredevil happens to be there and helps Spider-Man. See, yeah, okay. I was going to say, I don't think the prison is the same one that Sadie sinks in. I think the DODC has like a special holding cell for her. But it would make sense that Scorpion and Daredevil are at the same prison. And yeah, it would make sense that he would start to help because he's Daredevil. And everyone knows he's Daredevil now, so he can just straight up help, right? He can just help people. And Spider-Man, he can be there to help as well. So it is interesting though, because like, the way they're presenting that scene with him in that prison, and wait till you see the new trailer, because there's a really cool scene with that. They're presenting it to like it's one of like one of the bigger parts of the movie, like one of the climaxes of the movie almost. And it might, I mean, not that it's not going to be great. I think it is going to be great, but I think it actually might happen early on in the movie. Because I think you're right. I think it is when they're probably breaking out Scorpion, because we know he gets out. Obviously, he's in the trailer, right? So I think you're on to something there. I think you're on to something there for sure. We can jump into the Avengers Doomsday categories now, and I will eventually be taking some stuff. We'll be going to my Discord. People ask questions in the Discord. So, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. against Downey in Secret Wars. I think for sure we see something like that, but I don't know if we have to wait till Secret Wars to get it. It might happen in Doomsday. We're not really sure what's going to happen, but I think at some point in time, yeah, we totally get that. Angel, yo, what's going on? Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Welcome. Let's do this one last time before we go. They've got another super chat actually too about Spider-Man. What do you think of Spider-Man dying at the end of the film? And imagine the post-credit scene of Spider-Man hand coming out with new black suit, and the end card says Spider-Man will return in Avengers Doomsday. I would love that post-credit scene. I'm not sure if he needs to die, but I can see how he could, whether that's by some type of poison from Scorpion, some type of infection from maybe Jackal or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe the Hulk just pummels him into the ground, man. Who knows? So yeah. I'm okay with it happening. I won't be mad, but maybe that's why the test screenings have mixed reactions for the ending. I'm not sure. I don't know how it ends. I'm not claiming to know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I think that would be fine because I think it would be a good tease, but also teasing that he was going to return in Secret Wars. kind of defeats the purpose of his death because you would just know. But I guess the post-credit scene would tell you as well. I don't know. We'll see. Mr. Right Now, thank you for the super chat. Could the ninjas be the gang of Shang-Chi's sister? Ooh, I like the connection, but I don't think so. I'm like, they're the hand, and I don't think that really has anything to do with the Ten Rings organization that Ji Xiaoli has. And the reason I say that is because of what we got in the Netflix Daredevil series. I think this will probably be connected to the hand from Daredevil Netflix because they connected everything else so far. So I'd like to think that. Yeah. KT, taking a direct hit from the Hulk. And isn't you who always talks about Gray Hulk as well? Like taking a hit from this new Hulk, who I think is bigger and badder and more savage than we've seen in maybe ever, but certainly a long time. Yeah. That's hard, especially because, people are like, who's the strongest? Well, if the Hulk just gets angrier and angrier and angrier and stronger, like the Hulk, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just like I think there gets a point to where he just gets so strong and so angry that, yeah, he can certainly do some fatal hits to Peter Parker, like 100%. What's going on, Anthony? Member in the chat. What's going on? Who's excited to see Avengers Doomsday and for Chris Evans? I think everybody is. Strongest Avenger, Hulk. Yeah. I remember that. So going into Avengers Doomsday, hey, right now there is some stuff that is out there. I think the Doomsday trailer is something that I would want to see released from Marvel for the first time, not on my phone, not with like an X covering it, not with watermarks covering it. I think it's such a big event, and I would like to react to it live with everybody for the first time as well. So if you're trying to avoid those leaks, visually at least, I don't mind hearing about things. I don't ever mind hearing about things, but I don't want to see it because I feel like there's a big difference there. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to avoid them, there are leaks out there right now for Doomsday. I don't know if they're publicly out there yet. We'll look at we'll do some more research here, but people have them. SpiderMan roadmap. Yeah. That's always just freaking, yeah, there'll be like an unfinished version of the complete movies being sold online. Crazy. Shane, thanks for another super chat. Super appreciate that. Lots of love, bro. Thanks for answering. Yeah, all the love. Yeah, thanks for the questions and such. Yeah, crazy. Would you do a live stream for Avengers Doomsday trailer? Yeah, if they let us know. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to watch it online. I don't want to watch a really crappy version online. I'd like to watch it for the first time with everybody. And oh my gosh, please, I really hope it is not at like 4 a.m. because like the Spider-Man trailer was really early, and then the Fantastic Four trailer was really early as well. Yeah. Big Booty Burger. What a interesting profile picture that is, but thank you for the super chat. I would love to see Steve Rogers interact with John Walker, U.S. Agent Doomsday. I think we get that for sure. I mean, based on what we know was shown at CinemaCon, the trailer that they showed at CinemaCon, all of the Avengers, including Thor and Steve Rogers, get together, right? So, I mean, will they show a lot of that interaction? I don't know. But I imagine if you're John Walker, you would want to talk to Steve and be like, I was the Captain America after you, right? You know what I mean? Like, hey, big fan. Thank you for all you did. I actually took the mantle after you did for a brief moment in time. And then somebody will make a joke and, say something like, well, why aren't you the current Captain America now? Steve might ask. And, somebody could joke, and Yelena or someone would be like, yeah, because he bashed someone's head and then they stripped him of the title. And then he's like, well, there were terrorists. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of banter about that in the Thunderbolts. So yeah. Is it me or this countdown for Doomsday going by quick? Seems like yesterday it was 11 months. I mean, yeah. I looked the other day, like, hold on, let me look it up right now. And thank you for that super chat, Angel. Here's the Doomsday clock. let me open that another tab because I want to look at something else here. Open a new tab and I'll stream that in just a second. The Avengers Doomsday X-Men trailer that came out. That's so funny. My stream pops up when you type that in. That's hilarious. 5 months ago. So the count. Oh, it was at 11 months. I was like, wait a second. Yeah. 6 months. Yeah. I mean, you think about that, but yeah, the X-Men will return in Avengers Doomsday. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Oh no, I apologize. Let me get that right quick. Yeah, like y'all, this was 5 months ago. It was 5 months ago. Oh, that is actually crazy. It does feel like it was kind of yesterday almost. You know what I mean? Almost, yeah. Yeah. If the spell made everyone forget who Peter Parker was, does he actually want MJ and Ned to remember him, or is it safe for them to stay strangers? I mean, that's kind of the whole ending, Lucas, of Spider-Man No Way Home. He decides not to tell them because it's safer to not tell them. But I think throughout this movie, he is deciding, no, I'm not telling them. But then they like move across the hall, like as fate would have it. And you know, maybe because the universe might be ending at the end of Spider-Man Brand New Day, he decides, screw it, I'm gonna just tell him. You know what I mean? I think that's a big struggle for Peter in this whole entire thing, in the whole entire movie for Brand New Day. Like, I want to tell him, but it's safer for them, you know, if I don't tell him. So, MCU Mac, what's going on? I like going on Doomsday Countdown and saying X character will in Avengers Doomsday and just writing some ridiculous character name in it. Yeah. Let's watch this. You guys want to watch this? I want to watch it because I haven't. Trailer, right? I mean,
Death
comes for us all.
For us all. That's all I know for sure. The question isn't, are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be when you close your eyes?
And the Cyclops. Professor freaking X and Magneto. In the military. Oh, I cut it off. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll go back. There we go. It's a little bit better. Can't cut off the best part of it. That is the coolest thing, man. I'm just gonna leave it there. Gosh, that's so cool with the freaking Sentinel legs in the background and everything. I mean, I cannot wait for Avengers Doomsday, man. This is gonna be crazy. And then KT, that might happen in. I don't know if it's gonna happen in Doomsday or Secret Wars, but I mean, yeah. If the optic blast isn't in the movie, I'm going to be so mad. Nah, it's going to be in the movie plus so much more. Like, Cyclops is he gets pretty tied with Wolverine. Like, when I was a kid, I was all about Wolverine. When I was a kid, I loved Wolverine so much. But as I grew up and I read, more comics and saw like Cyclops as a leader, Cyclops is like, I love Cyclops, man. I cannot, he was not done very well in the original X-Men movies. And I really like James Marsden, so I'm really glad to see James Marsden Cyclops is getting the freaking, he's getting done properly, man. Like that, taking the visor off, man, just letting it blast out, just freaking crazy. Yeah, this was a crazy thing to show us. When was it? 5 months ago, it said, right? This was a crazy thing to show us 5 months ago, like, insane, man. Like, and what a great tease. Just like, what a great, just crazy how that all works. But let me go to the Discord here, because there were some pretty cool questions in Discord. And let me actually grab the link for Discord in case anybody wants to join it. It's if you don't know what Discord is, it's just basically like a giant chat server. It's free, you know, it doesn't cost anything. And a bunch of cool people in there just talking, hanging out. Let me grab it right now. It doesn't expire. Generate new link. Grab that link, throw it right here. And we'll get to some questions from Discord. Tan Man, I hope Cyclops does some awesome tactical tricks with his optic. Yeah, like bouncing out. Like a lot of people don't know a lot about Cyclops who haven't read comics, and I'm not like shaming people for that. Like, you know, I don't keep up with comics like I used to either. But like, Cyclops is always calculating. He can bounce his blast off of like walls and stuff. Like, and he's a really good leader. For the most part, there, you know, obviously, like I think, like with any character that's been around for so many years, like decades, like, you know, they go down different story routes and stuff like that. But I just really love Cyclops. So I asked everybody, hey, you know, I'm going live today. What would you like to talk about? Doomsday and stuff related. Uriel G. Guerrero asks, what do I think about people who draft their own versions of the MCU? I don't know. I've never heard of these channels that you're mentioning. I'll have to check them out sometime. So I like this one. So what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on if Thor dies or falls into Odin's sleep in Doomsday, CH 2003? You know, I really think Thor should go the Rune King Thor route in Avengers Doomsday. I'm actually planning a video on this. I don't think it'll come out tomorrow, maybe Friday, about Thor's kind of role in Avengers Doomsday and how he's going to proceed forward. Like, I really want Rune King Thor, man. I think it's all set up there. I think Doom might almost kill Thor, and he might fall into Odin's sleep. And I think people might actually think he's dead. But then I don't know if he's got to like himself, right? Like hang himself and like pluck out his eyes like in the comics, you know. I don't know if he's got to do all that. They're probably going to change it for the MCU. But we've heard it's going to be like the darkest Avengers movie ever. So, I mean, maybe he does. But I think him kind of getting defeated by Doom, possibly going into Odin's sleep, is like, that's how he gets to Rune King Thor. Or at least maybe like the MCU version of Rune King Thor. Because you never know what it's really going to be, right? You don't know if it's going to, if they're going to call it that or whatever, you know what I mean? Like who knows, but I think we'll know. Oh, super chat. Toxic. What's going on? Do you think we'll finally get Wolverine versus Hulk in Secret War? Edward Norton's Hulk. Oof. Interesting. You know, I think the Hulk is definitely going to be in Secret Wars. Now I'm wondering. So the way that I think this would work is, there probably would be a bad Hulk. Maybe Maestro Hulk working for Doom. Because in the comics, there's like these territories, and he has people who looks over these territories. They're called barons. And Maestro Hulk is actually one of them in the comics. So totally possible, but I don't know if it would be like, it might be Edward Norton's Hulk. He might be bad. And since, you know, they had some bad history with Marvel and Edward Norton anyways, because we got Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally possible. I think they're going to do a lot of cool things like that, you know. But Rune King Thor, definitely. Alt Everything says, I can't stop thinking about it, but when the multiverse is destroyed, what will happen with the Celestials? Do you think they will address this? This is interesting. I think I talked about this last time. The Celestials are not, how do I put this? I can't remember the specific word for it, but the Celestials are in each universe, right? So it's not like there's just one of them throughout every single universe. And I can't remember the name of that. It's not Nexus Being it. If anybody knows the name of that, please let me know. Where there's just one of you for the entire multiverse, right? So there's Celestials in every universe. So whatever universe Doom takes and puts on Battleworld, if there's Celestials in that universe alive, then they should be put in the universe that Battleworld is in. So I think I said Alt Everything. I just realized that it's ATL Atlanta Everything. So Excuse me. I think we'll definitely get some Celestials and cosmic beings. At least I really hope. Is it Nexus? Singularity might be it. Is it Nexus being? It's not Anchor being. I appreciate that. Is it? I was right. Nexus being okay. I think because Marvel changed the Nexus stuff. You know what I mean? It's a little different. But Anchor being is just something they did for the MCU. Deadass, Deadpool 4, Deadpool, and Gwenpool. I mean, gosh, man, that would be so freaking cool, man. That would be so. I thought we were gonna get a version of that in Deadpool and Wolverine, right? But no, Gwenpool specifically, not like Lady Deadpool or whatever. We totally need. Thank you for the super chat. And I forget. Yeah, I mean, just can you imagine? I mean, he keeps saying like team up films are the future for Deadpool. I mean, yeah, well, so bring Gwenpool in, right? And some other people. I think it'll be great. Chris Egg 33. Thanks for the super chat. Did you mean to say something with it? I'm looking. Sorry, I didn't type my message. Okay, I'm looking for you. What was your message? I don't see it yet. Let me know. I'll be looking for it. You didn't type your message. Yeah. Let me know. I see you. I'm looking. Okay, so Nexus being. Yeah, so Celestials aren't Nexus entities, right? They exist in each universe. So they should be, I would say, expect to see some cosmic, and this is just me, not like I know anything, but some cosmic entities would be pretty cool. Let's see. Malik says, Doomsday and Brainy Day reshoots along with Born Again Season 3 filming. I'm thinking since Marvel and Sony are on good terms, they'll let Spider-Man appear in an episode of Daredevil and have Daredevil cameo in Brand New Day. Well, even to take that further, Malik, on top of that, Tom Holland recently said that he wants to appear in a Punisher project because he wants to see what rated R Spider-Man looks like. I mean, that would be pretty cool. So I always like to say, when it comes to rights with Spider-Man, it's kind of like you were stating, like contracts are just agreements and those can be amended and changed, right? Yeah, they might have a contract in place right now because some people are like, oh, Spider-Man can't appear in TV shows. It's like, sure, that may be what the current contract says, but you could always have a discussion and change that. And you could say, hey, it's only for this one-time thing. It's only a one-off thing. Totally. But I would like to see that. I think really what we're actually pushing towards is a big Defenders crossover with Spider-Man. And I think that's probably going to be a movie, but we'll wait and see. Let me get the super chat real quick. Big one. Thank you, Camden, W3C. Appreciate that. Wondering, what do you think of Damson Idris Black Panther 3 movie? If he is a new Black Panther, what would it look like? Do you think we will get a backstory of him becoming Black Panther in Secret Wars or in his own movie? Great question. Thank you for that big super chat. I think they actually would do sort of a flashback thing. They actually, oh gosh, man, I'm thinking of Chadwick, man. They actually did Black Panther 1 so well because we got Black Panther in Civil War, right? But then to be challenged again and everything, to be drained of the heart-shaped herb, to take it again, you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a, they did Black Panther 1 so well. It was so good. But anyways, I think they would certainly do a flashback sequence. I think maybe they start the movie that way and they show what it was like and then show a little bit more flashbacks to Secret Wars. And then I would like to think that there's going to be people in charge of this new universe moving forward because the multiverse collapses, gets destroyed because of what everybody did with time travel and all of the stuff like that. And I think moving forward, there's going to be leaders, and I think it's an Illuminati. That's honestly what I think. I think like we get an Illuminati. And I think Black Panther is going to be one of the people on the Illuminati as like leaders of the new universe that make sure nothing really bad happens in the new universe going forward to cause another, almost destruction of the multiverse that they just went through in Secret Wars. And then on top of that, I mean, I don't think, because I've heard some people say this, like maybe, Doom tries to get some vibranium or something like that. I don't think we're going to go Doom so quickly into the next saga, especially after Secret Wars. But it would be cool to do like, maybe, you know, you could technically do another Killmonger and stuff like that. But I mean, Denzel Washington's going to be the villain. So, you know, that's going to be freaking cool. Right. And I really do like the Damson Idris, that casting, which I think, you know, it's not official yet, but it's pretty good casting report so far. I really like that. And so I think we're going to get a little bit flashbacks into his origin. They'll definitely have to do that. And then show us a little bit more of Secret Wars, in all honesty. And then maybe showing us what happens after in an agreement, and then going on to basically this Denzel Washington's villain coming into play, threatening Wakanda. That's what I think. Thank you for that super chat. Caden, what's going on? I don't know what happened to the new Avengers and old Avengers, because we're going to get a movie or TV show of the old Avengers back in 2021 or 2020. Yeah, I don't know. I think everything changed with COVID, and I think everything changed for whatever reason Marvel wants to say, whether they were thinking about getting rid of Kang before the Jonathan Major stuff happened or not. You know, we know they were talking about Robert Downey Jr. coming back for a while. At least that's what they said. Who knows, man? That might be something that we just don't know. I think it's definitely a different plan moving forward now, though. Deadass, thanks for another super chat. Loki put Steve in H28 knowing incursion can happen. So, excuse me. Let me get a sip here real quick. I'm talking solo today. My voice is going out. So, from what we've heard, the Loki that put him in another universe isn't Loki from Loki season 2. It's Loki from season 1. So, therefore, he will not have known the massive repercussions of doing that entirely yet, right? Like, he knows so much more in season 2 than he does in season 1 about the rules and everything. So I think he did that thinking it was going to be okay. I think he basically goes, hey, the TVA is coming after this universe. Just let me put you in another one. Not really. All he's thinking about is this universe is going to go down. Let me move you. I'm a changed man. Not as changed as season 2, but season 1, we see a big change in him. I'm a changed man. Let me help you. You know, let me make it up to you. And yeah, that's why he moves him. That's why he moves him. So I don't think he really knew. I don't think Loki really knew, because a lot of people were wondering about that too. Luke 408, I think the DODC will make Jean Grey look like the bad guy till Spider-Man realizes she isn't. Just a theory. No, I said that in my video today. That's totally what I think is going to happen as well. Let me actually change what I'm showing you all on screen. Show these questions for you. Window, Discord. There we go. Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in. Okay. Tan Man, I saw you talk about this before, and I think this would just be the coolest thing. If Storm ends up being in Avengers Doomsday, would you want to see Storm versus Thor in the X-Men versus Avengers scene? Also, what other characters on each side do you want to see face in that scene? I'd love to also see Steve Rogers temporarily borrow the shield from Sam Wilson and face Wolverine. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. From what I've heard, we see, I actually don't know which one it is. I don't know if it's We've heard Captain America versus Cyclops. I think it's Sam Wilson versus Cyclops, though. Because based on what we know, I think Thor is going to be off of Steve Rogers going to the TVA. It could be wrong. We never really know. But Thor versus Storm would be sweet. And I'd love to see Storm pick up Mjolnir. Maybe that's one of the ways that they go, hey, let's stop. Let's stop. You know, let's not fight. Kind of like, you know, they were arguing about Vision, and they were like, oh, you know, stop. He can pick up the hammer. So I think that would actually be really cool. Chris Egg, thanks for the super chat. Where? I'm looking. Okay. Do you think Jackal could be controlling Jean in the DODC headquarters and working through Jean, controlling everyone, but then she breaks free, and that's where Frank protects her? I certainly think, as a part of her torture or the experiments that they're performing on her, it could be Jackal, right? And yeah, they could be trying to maybe like tap into her, and he could create some type of virus, infection, whatever, and go that route. But my only thing about that is like, there's so much happening in this movie. I don't want them to overcomplicate it. I don't want them to overdo it. But then again, Keith David's, that's the guy's voice. We've heard Keith David's voice, and I think he might be playing Jackal, but they might just be setting him up for something in the future. I don't know if we get full villain Jackal in this, but it is very possible that he is the one experimenting on Sadie Sink's Jean Grey. And yeah, I'm just saying she's Jean Grey. Everybody knows. I think she's Jean Grey by now, I think. Thank you for the previous super chat, and I hope I answered your question. It makes sense, I think, what you're talking about. It totally makes sense. Oh, I think I missed another one. Does it count as re-release if scenes are different? Yeah, because they did it before, right? With Hulk footage. Avengers Doomsday came back out at some point, or Avengers Endgame came back out at some point, and they re-released it with some Hulk footage, right? It was barely different, but it counts. And yeah, Cosmic Indo Film. If it's not Jean, who else would it be? I don't know. I don't know who else would be as important to appear in Secret Wars and then another film after that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. But I do want to see Storm. Here, let me see if I can. Nah, we're okay. I would like to, maybe I can do this. Do you guys prefer this? Small like this? Or do you just prefer that? I don't care if you see me big or small. It's up to you. Have there been any recent Tobey Maguire Spider-Man leaks for Doomsday? No, just what we've heard so far. He's going to be in the beginning of the film. Actually, no, that's a lie. No. What have we heard? We've heard something. The first one, is it this one? This one's the first one. Bigger or smaller? That's what I'll ask. I've heard that we are going to get Bucky movie or TV show back in 2020. Caden, that's interesting. I think that basically, I don't know about that. I think that basically turned into the Thunderbolts. I didn't hear too much about that, but if there were a plan for that, it definitely turned into the Thunderbolts. He was one of the main characters of the Thunderbolts. So there was a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man leak. Because one of the hot toys, there's like 4 main ones that are being made. One is of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, allegedly, according to the leak. And that implies that he's going to have a pretty decent role in the movie, not just in the beginning. I would like to think they show us the TVA kind of grabbing people, or maybe, he's on a life raft at the end or in the void at the end or something like that, right? I do think they make us believe he dies in the beginning, but then eventually show us that he's alive. So that's pretty much all we've heard. Anyway, I'm going to love seeing him in the same scene with Wolverine, with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And I think in Secret Wars, we definitely have to get Tobey's Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and just some type of RDJ Tony Stark, because that would just be crazy. That would just be the craziest thing. I think it would be so good. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all these. I apologize because my voice is going away, guys. Like, it's getting bad. You should do a video on expectations for SDCC. Will there be a screening like Deadpool and Wolverine in 2024? Hall H expectations. I have no idea if they're going to do a screening. I think they're going to do a really big event though. And I think Doomsday is going to be most of the focus. I think Spider-Man will get a little time, but usually that's, Sony. That's Sony. Spider-Man might not get any time at all, to be perfectly honest. Because they share it with Sony. Like, have you ever noticed when they release their slates, Spider-Man's not usually on there, so we'll see. Oh, that's a good point, Barton. To the previous super chat, Jean could get blamed for what Jackal is doing. That's totally true. That is totally true. Could be a big misdirect there. Yeah. Love how the Discord's super active. Everyone's got great takes and doing perspectives. Yeah, it's been fun. Luckily, we haven't had really any people come in there and cause any problems. So I've enjoyed it. SDCC, I think, is just going to be a major thing for Doomsday. I don't know if they're going to do the trailer right before, or they're going to show it at SDCC and advertise it at SDCC. I think it would be cool if they streamed it, if they live streamed it. I think that would be the coolest thing. So we'll have to wait and see. Mouth the King, what's going on, my dude? Justin Cordero, could Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have predicted Secret Wars? This is something I've been wondering while rewatching the MCU, because there's an episode where the agents are in the future. Earth is cracked. I think it would be a dang shame if they didn't put everything in Secret Wars. It doesn't even have to be big. You could have Agent Coulson in the background somewhere. Show him for a second. I think it would just be a really cool thing to show, right? Or just show some of the characters, right? Just out there. I mean, they don't have to really do much. They can. It would be pretty cool, but you don't have. I think everybody should get something like that. Everything that's been a part of Marvel's past should get something like that in Secret Wars, because Secret Wars is the combination of many universes combined. So you could just say all these other universes, even if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, I know there's a lot of talk in the canon and everything like that. Is it canon? Is it not? Despite what Marvel has said, even if you said it's on a different world, different universe, just put it in there. Battle World is a combination of different universes. So yeah. Caden Holden, I think Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is going to be in Doomsday. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. What I've heard is it's more likely going to be Secret Wars. We'll have to wait and see. But that's what I've heard. So we'll see. Charles Smith, Daredevil Born Again Season 3 leaks. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a big spoiler for people, because I think people expect this. Kingpin returns to New York. As it's teased at the end of Born Again Season 2. If y'all haven't seen it and you don't want any spoilers, just mute me for like a minute. All right, mute for like a minute, and then I'll get back into no spoilers. Here we go into spoilers. Defenders are back. Kingpin is back. It sounds like Elektra is going to be back. The Elektra from Netflix, which could be, I like that. And that could certainly complicate Matt's life a lot, especially with Karen. And yeah, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Danny Rand, seems like they're all back. And it seems like that is eventually going to build into a pretty big Defenders team up with Spider-Man and the Punisher, which I'm really excited for. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah. Let me get to our chat here, not just Discord. Hayden, Alverman, who else is excited for Doomsday? Yeah, you've put that a few times. We're all excited, buddy. We're all excited. The X-Men are going to be cool. Chris Evans returning is awesome. Yeah, it's going to be super cool. We're all excited. Doomsday trailer might be showcasing at SACC. Also, big reveal: X-Men Saga Phase 7 and 9. Yeah, so Fabian, I definitely think I think there's a big chance that we get the trailer at SCCC. I think they make it all about Doomsday. I don't even know if we see into the future. I think they might have the cast of Doomsday, which is massive. We all know that. The cast of Doomsday is massive. I think they might have that. There's like a good amount of them on stage. I think they show, like, this is why I think like we're gonna get the trailer before or on. You know what I mean? Before or on SDCC. And if it's before, it's a little bit before, so they can show the trailer at SDCC. I think no matter what, they want to show the trailer at SDCC because they just have to. I feel like at the end, and that falls in line with normally like the release date windows. How do I word this? That's typically on the timeline of when they released it, about 6 months ahead. So I think that's going to be good. Where else, Dakota, do you think the release of Endgame will show a lot of new stuff or just a post-credit scene? I think it'll show some little new stuff, not a lot, a little, and then yes, a different post-credit scene to give us something. I think probably at the end of Doomsday, they add a little something, a little more for Chris Evans, Captain America, maybe something about Tony Stark if they're really going to connect Doom to Tony. And then the post-credit scene will be different. I think really it just comes down to the end and the post-credit scene. Super Mario, you should talk about the leaks for Brand New Day. We already did. That was the first part of the whole thing. J07508, ideal Avengers team for Doomsday. No Thunderbolts. Okay. I don't think we get my ideal team for Doomsday because it would be Thor, Steve Rogers, Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America, Spider-Man, the Hulk. So I don't think we're getting Tom Holland's Spider-Man in a big role. I don't think the Hulk's going to be in it as well. Yeah. Who else am I missing? No Thunderbolts. No Thunderbolts. You get Joaquin Phoenix, Falcon in there. I would really like that. And I know it wouldn't happen, but it would be pretty cool to get like Sarah's, like an Eternals in there as well. I think that'd be really cool. In all honesty, like as long as Thor returns, and I think that would be really cool. Like Thor's my guy, you know what I mean? And I would like Wanda's there as well, but I think she's with Doom, unfortunately. Can you talk about, this is Jester, can you talk about his fate after Secret Wars? I like the character. Doctor Strange's fate after Secret Wars. So I think, I've said this before, but I think there's going to be some type of Illuminati that's formed. And I think Doctor Strange might definitely be a part of that. I don't know if he'll be the core of it, but I think Doctor Strange is going to play a role of, he is one of the few people who remembers what happened in the past, right? If we go into a new universe and nobody really remembers, I think Strange is one of those people who remembers. And I think they're going to be kind of like, not necessarily tasked with, but tasked with at the same time via the Illuminati, but just the burden is placed on them to make sure what happened with the multiverse saga, with the incursions, everything doesn't happen again in this new universe. I think he's going to be one of those people who's in charge of that. My craziest topic, if we're going to see the aftermath from what 616 Wanda contributed from possessing the 838 Wanda, assassinating the, you know, back in the day, maybe like within the first year after Multiverse of Madness came out, insiders did say we were going to see the 838 universe again. And I was like, great, because we have that empty seat for the Illuminati. Who is that? Superior Iron Man? Could it be Doctor Doom? Because I personally think Doctor Doom left his universe, lived an entire other life in another universe. And that's what we've heard. Like an incursion destroyed his home. Maybe an incursion did destroy 838 after everything that happened in Multiverse of Madness. And now Doom's pissed. Pissed even more because maybe he did have good friends that were a part of the Illuminati. And because of everything that happened, his whole life, his whole world, his wife, his kid got killed. I think there's so many cool ways that they could connect that. I just hope it's on the Russo brothers' mind. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's on the Russo brothers' minds. I hope that really does happen. I can only do a few more, y'all, because my voice is just gone. It's just going away. But first, when is the Brand New Day trailer going to happen? It's June 17th. Sony has announced that they're doing a big event, which is a week from the day, by the way. And then they announced that the tickets are going on sale June 17th. And they always release a trailer or clip or something. So that's the next trailer, June 17th. Doom's from that universe, in your opinion? Yeah, Thrag. I think he's from the Fantastic Four universe, like originally, but I think he discovered multiverse travel and he's been out in the multiverse learning and doing things. And he went to a different universe, 838, and started his own life there. Yeah, that's what I think. It would be cool. I think it would be pretty cool. We're going to do this with the last one. Let's assume, trying to highlight it. Let's assume the Avengers Secret Wars will restart the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It will. Is this going to open the door for Marvel Studios to find new actors for Tony Stark, Iron Man, Steve Rogers, T'Challa, Bruce Banner? So, yes, Kevin Feige has already said they are going to recast Iron Man and Captain America. He said that. He said eventually they are going to. But like Black Panther, I think that happens in Doomsday or Secret Wars. I think that happens before. So I don't think we actually have to wait till the new reset universe to get there. I think it happens before. I think we're going to see some of that happening. And I'll leave you with a rumor. This will be the last thing I'll say before getting off, guys. And I really do appreciate everybody joining today. Did I miss this super chat? Yes, I did. I'm so sorry. Camden, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Marvel will rebrand the Avengers movies going forward as Thunderbolts movies since they changed it to New Avengers? Will that be a bad idea? It'll be a bad idea. because I don't think the masses cares about the Thunderbolts like as a title, as a team, but they do about the Avengers, right? Like the Thunderbolts didn't do amazing at the theaters, and that's why they quickly did rebrand it to the new Avengers. They knew they had to make that change pretty soon. So I don't think that would be the best idea. They need to keep it the Avengers. I don't know if we'll get a new Thunderbolts team or they'll blend into whatever the new Avengers team is, but it'll still be Avengers. Just the name itself carries a lot of weight. And I think people have come to like the Thunderbolts a lot, but still, like Thunderbolts to Avengers, the name Avengers carries a lot more weight. So let me make sure I didn't miss any here. I appreciate all the super chats, the regular chats, and if you're just sitting there watching, I appreciate that too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for just joining the community and just hanging out. I don't think I missed any. At least I hope I didn't. If I did miss some, I super apologize because I think I got all the super chats. Yeah, I think I got them. And I just saw a chat from a member, Philip Fox. What's going on? Are you worried about the reboot? No, I think it's going to be better than anything that we've had so far. And I know that sounds weird. And I guess this will be the last thing that I'll say before ending the stream. I actually really think just the potential now that everyone is in the same universe. It has the potential to be the best thing ever, right? Like, just think of the start of the MCU, how they built everything up. We can do that with the Avengers, with the X-Men, with the Fantastic Four, with anything. We have Spider-Man now. They worked out a deal with Sony. The Hulk can be in group films, hence Spider-Man Brand New Day. The Inhumans, like the Defenders are now here. Like, there's like, think about everything. Like, nothing is impossible now for Marvel. They can do whatever they want. They can finally do whatever they want. Basically, no strings attached. Tiny strings with Sony, tiny strings with the Hulk, but that's fine. They have their ways around that. So they can do whatever they want. Yeah. So no, I'm not worried. I'm ecstatic about it. I'm so excited. Yeah. Who's my favorite X-Men member, Fabian? It's Wolverine and Cyclops for me. So yeah. Marvel makes the impossible possible. Yes, it does, MCU Mac, and so do you all. I'm so grateful for y'all so I can do this, as a job. It's like the best thing ever for me because I grew up loving this stuff. So thank you to all for that. Thank you for joining today. No live stream Friday. No live stream Friday. We are going to stream on Wednesdays now and make the live streams a little longer. I'd go for longer today, but my voice is giving out. I apologize. But next Wednesday, be back here. Chris should be back as well. So it'll be a lot of back and forth. Join the Discord if you want. Let me grab that link again for y'all. Join that Discord. And look out for, I recorded what I think is a pretty cool Spider-Man video for tomorrow. Something I've been thinking about a lot. So tomorrow morning, look out for a Spider-Man video. It's not about leaks or anything like that. It's about different perspective on why this next Spider-Man movie I think is going to be maybe the best Spider-Man movie we've ever gotten. Maybe. We'll see. So look out for that tomorrow. Thanks everybody for being here. We'll catch you in the next one. Woof woof.